So I can't believe this is our last official lecture. It's kind of crazy. So, having said that, remember I've been recording our lectures and posting them on our website, our Canvas site. And what I just added right now, if you go to the page for Unit 3 recordings, I've added 4 recordings down here. And I just added these, so that might be why they look like that. But these are an activity that I'm going to try and do towards the end of the night tonight. I don't know how far we'll make through it. But you can see that I literally will draw and drew in the board, and thankfully one of my students recorded this for me when I did it last semester. A couple of my students actually helped record it, and so I actually have it posted on YouTube and have it available to you guys, where I actually draw out. And this is an excellent one where I kind of review the major components of the immune system. So I go over dendritic cell, antigen presentation by dendritic cells to T cells, go over B cell activation, go over antibodies, how they work, and that one's actually in 2 parts. They're not very long videos, right, but they're definitely worthwhile to go through and take a look at. We had that real short immunity one from last time, right, where I defined passive and natural and artificial immunity, those 4 different definitions and the combinations and examples of such, which we kind of talked about a little bit today. And then I'll make sure even tonight, you know, when I get home, our last announcement that we do tonight, I'll get them all posted, so everything will be up here tonight. So the other thing that we talked about last time, because time was getting short, and I definitely wanted to make sure to cover the stuff on our test to the best ability as I could. Under our pages, last few times when I did case studies, I posted the recordings. So we had gone over Giardia and fungi, and what I've done from last semester is I've added one of my lectures where we actually went over meningitis, hepatitis, shigellosis, and Giardia. So we really don't need to watch the end of this one if you watch the Giardia one from this semester. So I posted this link for you guys and also put this note here. Last time I had tried to import the quiz for Listeria and it just didn't want to import, so I ended up doing it the next day. It is up now. Some of you guys have done it. And it's under quizzes, of course, but I also went ahead and just added a link here. For Listeria, I didn't record, right? And I'm not going to, because those questions are pretty easy, and you guys are given, you know, all the information, the case study, and that information sheet that pretty well answers all those questions. If you're not sure, try and get with one of your classmates or something if you're not sure you have the right answers if you want before you take this quiz. It's 20 points, it's 20 questions, and it'll tell you the answers. So if you went wrong, right, some of them are true and false questions, and that kind of tricks some people up, right, which I think was the case for people who lost points on those. Make sure you make a note of that, so when you see questions similar to that on test 4, you don't get it wrong again, right? And once you take that quiz, it should tell you the correct answers, did it? Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to be doing over the weekend is I'm going to be uploading the test 4, and what that is on all the case studies, all 6 of the case studies, including Listeria. And it'll be like the quiz in Blackboard. You don't need lockdown browser or anything like that. You can open it up. Once you open it, though, you got to complete it. I'm not putting a time limit or anything on it, but it's open notes, right? You can do it at home at your leisure with all your notes in front of you. So make sure, you know, have your notes and listen to these recordings and, you know, highlight and organize your notes so that, you know, you can very quickly go through this exam. So it should be a nice, easy grade for you guys. And none of this material is on the final exam. So I have the deadline set for this after the final exam. I have it, I think I'm going to have it set either Monday or Tuesday after our final exam. So, you know, if you're real swamped with exams, you have a lot of classes this semester, you know, feel free to leave it till after. Just don't forget to do it. Okay? So another thing that's not posted yet is the course survey. But I'll have that posted this weekend. And it's just, you know, a survey. It's just general questions, different from what they ask you. This is my own personal survey. And you can write whatever you want. I accept criticism if it's constructive, right? Never really had any problems, but, you know, who knows? Someone might decide to just be in a bad mood and bash me. But I'm looking for real, you know, what you like, dislikes about certain aspects of the course, right? It's usually only about 10 or 11 questions, and I give you 10 points for completing it, right? So make sure that you get that done before the deadline so you get your points. It's not posted yet, but I'm assuming I haven't played around with Canvas yet with surveys yet, but it'll probably be on the quizzes tab. And I'll put an announcement and a link and everything like that. And I plan on having it done this weekend, so when you guys come for the test too, I'll remind you guys about it and about these other tests. So let's see. What else did oh, okay. Discussion boards. So for you guys especially, I've already graded the introduction and chemical one, but I haven't graded the immune one yet. If for some reason you haven't posted an initial thread and replied to 2 classmates, make sure you've done that, because I will be grading those this weekend is my goal. It's going to be a very busy work weekend for me. And then the other assignment you guys had under assignments was when we started out with immunology. I wanted you guys to read 2 web pages. The due date has been passed, but it doesn't shut down, so you can still do it. So if you haven't done it, do it so that I can read your 2 comments. And when you guys click on it, it's a little bit different for you. Off to the side over here is a link for you to be able to submit. So notice 11 out of 14 submissions. So there's a few of you guys that haven't done this. You maybe have forgotten about it. So it's 2 points, but hey, every point counts, right? Don't forget to do it. And it was to read these 2 web pages and then comment on them. Just 2 comments, right? They're really good web pages. I've referred to them several times and even have some of their pictures in my PowerPoint. So the other thing under assignments is don't forget, like I said earlier, about your Connect assignments, right? You should, by Tuesday's test, have completed all of them. But I will give you guys until the end of the course, you know, Monday or Tuesday after the final, to if you need to redo any of those Connect assignments. So, and I think at one point I even put, yeah, here. I had done an update at one time. We were, after units 1 and 2, we were up to. But notice that if you complete all the units, you'll have a perfect score of 140 points if you get a perfect score on all those assignments. There's a couple of them that have bonus in the title, and right, so those are calculated separately. And I had put an announcement reminding you about those as well. And I think it's about 30 points in bonus if you do them all. Am I just not seeing it? Oh, it's in its own category. Look, bonus up at the top. I clicked, right? It's just taking a second. So notice, as I said, that when I posted that grade, that was as of 7/7 at 10 a.m. But I'll recalculate right at the end. So there's 4 bonus assignments. So actually a total of like 31.75. I know it's a weird number. Possible bonus points you could earn. So make sure you get those done. 2 of them you should have already done. Those were Unit 2 assignments. But these are related to this unit. If you need or want those points, make sure you get those done. Or do them again before the deadline. Okay, I think that's everything. Anyone think of anything that I've forgotten? Announcements-wise. So Tuesday, our normal spot for the exam. I did forget something. So after the exam, I will go over the exam in this room right after, like I've done in the past. So if you guys want to stay for a few minutes more, come back over here. We'll probably start right back up like 5 minutes after 7, you know. go over the test. And then the other thing that I haven't gotten to because of time-wise was the rest of the case study. So if you guys don't want to watch those recordings or you want to discuss those case studies, I'm more than welcome to stay, more than willing, and you're more than welcome to stay after I review test 3 Tuesday night to talk about any of the case studies, okay, if you want to. Don't feel like you're putting me out if you want to stay and discuss them, right? I don't want anybody running off and be like, Miss Erica just didn't want to do it. That's not the case. Mm-hmm.